Test. Right. Oops. Right. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Thank you for being here today. I'm Abhi DhiYogi, with some stories, songs, and ideas for today's curated session on the stress in trying to relax. Yeah. And I mean, we all want to relax and rest. But in trying too hard, we get stressed out about trying to relax and rest. And that's the irony of it, I guess. So today we're going to talk about some ideas that helped to identify, what causes the stress. Or identify the stress that is being caused. And secondly, after identifying, what do I do to de-stress, right? And the outcome should be that I'm relaxed. So, we'll talk a little bit about some of the recent realizations and experiences. But before I start, firstly, there was a technical glitch where this concert was being shown as something for yesterday. We don't know why, but we apologize for any inconvenience that might have caused to those who joined us yesterday and they were like, what's Abhi talking about? Which most of the times I don't know, but at least I stick to the point a little bit, I guess. But yesterday was, they joined with one topic in mind and something else was talked about. Not sure, but I think it's connected, which you might see today. But again, apologies for the inconvenience. Look into my eyes, and you will see what you mean to me. Search my heart, Don't you tell me it's not worth fighting for. Don't you tell me it's not worth dying for. I know it's true. Everything I do it for you. So, one of the biggest dilemmas, at least for me, has been if someone says I'm stressed or Abhi, you seem stressed, the first thing is I'm not. Maybe true, maybe not, right? But the point is, if someone says Abhi, you look stressed or you seem stressed, my first thing would be no, I'm not. Maybe I'm a little bit worried about this or angry about that, but I'm not stressed. That's my first response. So, to overcome this hurdle and recognize if I'm stressed, I thought about, hey, what are my typical symptoms? Mine, huh? I'm not saying it's universal, but mine, and if you feel the same, great, but if not, don't worry about it. But what are my typical symptoms that I can reflect upon and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I am stressed. Something, yeah, that helps me. I may not believe someone who comes and says that. Or now I think I have these, I guess, wearables, yeah, technology, watches and whatnot that tell me if I'm stressed or not. Which I may and I may not respect. I don't know who's right or what's right and what's wrong, but my thought is, what is 100% of a symptom that I can look at or perceive and say, hey, you know what? I'm stressed. And one of those was lack of appetite. If I don't feel like eating, the usual that I eat. If I eat, let's say, a sandwich, and for some reason, though I'm feeling all fit and fine, I don't feel like eating, a sandwich. I might drop it at maybe half of it or whatnot. Or I don't feel like eating. The usual, whatever my appetite is, if I don't feel like eating that much for 1, 2, or 3 meals, maybe, then maybe I'm stressed. Is one indicator for me. The second is waking up as if I haven't slept. Where you sleep for whatever, you're in the bed for 10 hours or 8 hours, whatever it may be, and you wake up and you're like, I didn't get a wink of sleep. That's the second. Sort of that helps me. So one is, my appetite. And then the second one being my sleep. And the third being maybe my day-to-day business, I guess. From morning, from brushing to whatnot, and and then if my stomach, is not responding, or how do I say this? Directly in biological terms, constipation. Yeah, that's another sign that I'm stressed. So eating, sleeping, and the day-to-day business or daily business, if that's not happening properly, yeah, then I feel, or I usually come to know, hey, something is wrong. I'm stressed. This is not listening to anything or anyone, or just trying to figure out on my own, yeah, if I'm stressed. These are the three things for me. And if I ignore these three and go on, I usually tend to get a cold, cough, usually. Usually I tend to be a little more irritated than usual, yeah, because of lack of sleep, I guess. But all these are the compounding symptoms, yeah, which tell me that I'm being forced to relax and sleep, if I may say, like getting a cold and cough, which we'll touch upon, towards the end as well, yeah. Why do these compounding factors come up? So, just to know that I'm stressed, I think, is an ordeal in its own. But these are some of the symptoms that I just talked about. And with that, now we know what are the symptoms. We'll talk about the cause a little bit later, or after this song. And let me just try to close that message that just came in. I'm not sure if it is spam. I hope it's coming through properly. Okay, it is working. So we talked about the symptoms, and now I'll sing a song, and maybe you can ponder on that idea about what are some of the things that you feel that may be indicators of stress, yeah, for you. But until then, a song. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only love we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long, stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Won't you you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me. The sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me. Thank you. So the symptoms of my stress are usually no sleep, no appetite, and no normal business in the morning. Usually. And then compounding to, cold, cough and whatnot, irritations. Yeah. What's the cause of this stress? If you ask me that question, I had a million causes. That was maybe a few years ago, yeah? Even now, for that matter, my first response is, he said that, she did this, or this didn't happen, or that didn't work out. Something or the other than me went wrong. And that caused stress in me, period. Maybe at work, maybe at home. Maybe when I was trying to relax, yeah? Maybe during those times. But it's usually people or results that didn't meet my expectations, or people who didn't meet my expectations, or situations that did not meet my expectations. So I used to blame it on people, situations, results, versus the aha, which was my expectation, which is the common factor in all the three. And recently, again, it's just a practice, but recently I've begun to notice that the cause of all the stress is my own expectations. No one else, nothing else, but just my own expectations. And the cause was not, I wouldn't say just my expectations, but trying to control, the situation to meet my expectations, or to derive a particular result. Usually, or 100% of the time was the cause. My expectations and all the efforts to meet those expectations of, from others or from the situation or from the results. And what does that even mean? For me, was not to be how do I put this? Not to become lazy and not do anything, or vice versa, not deal with people just because, they don't meet my expectations, right? Was the one route that came about, which caused again more stress. And we'll talk about that a little later, but one was the symptoms, and the second, the realization that it's not the people, it's not the situations, it's not the results, all of which are out of my control, but it's my own expectations, which is the 0.1%, causing all the stress. Because I can't change no people. I can't change a result that has happened. And I can't change a situation for what it is. But I do know that I can change my own expectation. So the cause of it, of all my stress, was my expectation. And the possible solution was changing my expectation versus trying to change others or the situation or the results. And this does not mean changing the goal, whatever we are after, or the focus. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the day-to-day. Yeah? We have a vision, be it at work, be it at home, something, right? That we want, maybe some success, some peace, some harmony, right? Whatever it may be, different things for different people, or these things that we want to acquire, whatever, right? Different goals, different vision. I'm not saying not to let go of that, but I'm talking about in the day-to-day, as we pursue those goals, when people, things, results, situations don't go our way, we can get stressed, or the other is realize that the stress is there is because of my own expectations of what needed to happen or how this person needed to be. And how all of this can be possible. Yeah? How do I recognize my symptoms? How do I recognize the causes? And how do I de-stress? We'll talk about next, but before that, maybe a song. Which one should I sing? You may have won all those days when you may have won all the rain, or when you may have all the pain. Call me then, and you know I'll be there to take away all your pain and the rain. You may have one of those days when you may have all your friends, but still you may feel all those blues, friend. Call me then, and you know I'll be there to take away all your blues and the pain. Won't you cry? Don't you cry? Won't you cry? Cry for me. Don't you cry? Don't you cry? Don't you cry? Cry for me. You may have one of those beautiful days. So as we were saying, the symptoms of stress and compounding of those, right? To getting cold and cough and whatnot. Then we talked about the causes of stress, which we used to term as others, situations, results. But most importantly, our own expectations. Something to ponder about, yeah? As I blamed, everyone and everything for my own stress. Again, not trying to change the goal or the vision or whatnot, but a realization that everything, or life in general, 99.9% of it is out of my control. Which is all the results, all the people around me, every situation that's going to happen, right? What I can do is just 0.1%. So for example, I'm driving on the freeway. Thousands of cars, around me, going by or slowing down or whatnot. Someone cuts in front of me. I scream at that person. Or some debris is left on the side. feel flustered and angry that how come they didn't pick that up, yeah? That could have hit someone's car. So many things that are going on around me that are completely out of my control. All those drivers, all those cars. And all those reasons for me to get stressed. Or I focus on my driving, listen to the cool song that's being played in the radio, unlike, the songs that I sing, yeah? To put everyone to sleep. Look at the beautiful, maybe sunset, or the beautiful cars, the machinery that's traveling on the roads at high speeds, and do my part of driving carefully but enjoying the ride. And that's just 0.1%. Similarly in life, be it the family, kids, neighbors, or at work, deadlines, projects, right? Getting this done, that done, and the different personalities and people. All the situations where something happens, like a storm that uproots a tree and puts it in, blocking the driveway. I don't know, right? Completely out of our control. That is nature. So realizing that 99.9% of everything that is happening around me is out of my control. I guess it is inevitable that I realize that only 0.1% is in my control. What I can do, what are my expectations, what I feel now, right? Or what I'm going through now. So, these realizations that I'm talking about, how do they come about? Or at least for me, how they came about. So we're going to be talking about, we talked about symptoms, we talked about causes, and we talked about now a possible solution, that realizing that everything that I'm worrying about, which is the primary cause of my stress, trying to control, and my expectations, how to manage that is a realization or an understanding that I focus on my 0.1% that I'm contributing or doing. But how does that come about? How do we realize that? If you ask me, is if something's bugging me, express it. It might bug the other person too, that's not the point. But express whatever one is going through. And encourage the others also to express. And in doing so, I believe we may not agree with each other, we might get irritated, we may have an argument, a fight. That's not the point. The point is, the first step of expressing in words whatever we are going through and whatever is bugging us, rather than bottling, rather than bottling up, I think is the first step towards the realization and to de-stress. Talking, writing maybe, or singing, I don't know, but express it. Hopefully then and there, if it's possible. Or later, if you have to go to a gym and get a punching bag out, maybe. But don't bottle it in. If we do, and if I do, or whenever I do, what happens is that frustration and that stress, right, comes out at the wrong time, in the wrong situations, and with people that I know we're concerned with that stress, and in a context that has no meaning. That's what happens to me when I bottle it up. So if I get bugged by someone or whatnot, I try to tell that, hey, you know what? You said that, may not have meant it, but I got bugged, and I really didn't appreciate that sort of a comment. And the person might say, I didn't mean it that way, blah, 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 right? And I might insist that's not the point, but I felt bugged, right? And an argument might proceed or follow. That's not the point. The point is expressing. But then along with expression comes acceptance. That this person said something. Maybe he called me, Abhi, you're an arrogant fool, man, right? I'm just giving that as an example, and maybe it's true. And I might react to that and get bugged and give a big ass explanation, right? Sorry about that word. That's what I might say, I guess. But anyway, I might do all that, react and be defensive and whatnot, or accept that this person said this and it's making me angry and agitated. And just because this person said it doesn't make it true. But I am getting angry and agitated. But maybe I don't need to react on that, because maybe this person might be stressed and taking something out here that he might have or she might have bottled up somewhere else. I don't know. So long story short, with expression comes acceptance. So what is one solution? Yes, we have to express. Fair enough, easy. But also accept that I got hurt and I, went through this emotion, or I got angry, whatnot, because of my expectations and my own ego or self, I guess. That also is important. I'm not trying to say accept the fact that someone did something is right or wrong, whatever that judgment might be. Stick with it, but what is happening within you or within me? If I accept it, I feel like, I see that wave that comes, of agitation or anger. And like I said yesterday, I go over that wave like a surfer because it just passes through. Versus me trying to hold my ground and then trying to be defensive and creating a situation in which I tumble and fall. Because I get stressed, right? So one of the key things for me has been to express and, more importantly, learn to accept different people, different situations, different results, which are 99.99% outside of my control. But more importantly, accept what's within my control, which is me getting angry, me getting agitated, me getting stressed. Hey, you know what? Listening to that or being there caused stress in me, caused agitation. Just recognizing that. Not blaming someone, but just recognizing. What to do next is up to us. But the key here, expression and acceptance. So we talked about symptoms, we talked about causes, we talked about identification and a possible solution for my stress. but maybe a song, and then we'll conclude with The Secret. My love, your love, one love, my love, your love, one love. Fall in love with love, fall. Smiles, tears, hopes, fears, all are born from this love. What I get and all that's lost, friend, everything is meant too much one day, and to love. I'm in love, with love, for love. Thank you. So as we were talking about stress and relaxation, the how-tos of expressing and relaxing, acceptance, yeah? Expressions as well as acceptance. I think it's a first step towards de-stressing or relaxing. That is after I've realized that 99.9% of everything is out of my control. And the 0.1% is me expressing and accepting of whatever may be. But all these symptoms that happen, we said they compound. For me at least, cause cold, cough, some illness, right? So I feel, be it cold or cough, or be it any other illness, They might say genetic, they might say this or that. But for me, finally, it comes down to stress. If I'm stressed, I catch something or the other. So in the how-tos of de-stressing, because I tried, trust me, different things, to de-stress, to say, you know what, I want to stop thinking about this. So I went for a jog. It helped a little bit, right? But then after 2 hours again, I was thinking about the same. Some have tried different substances, I guess. I haven't, to a great extent. But then it compounds it, come tomorrow. So the bottom line for me, the cause of all my stress, right? As I said, expectations, right? All that is fine. But finally, if I were to further put it under microscope, it is the what if in the future, or the pattern of the past, or this happened, or this person said that, and blah, 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 is the cause of my stress. And anytime that I am in the present, here, now, I don't feel the stress. So I'm jogging. It's a activity in which I'm here in the now. Or let's say I've had a drink, where I'm not thinking. That's what it does, Again, I would never recommend substance or anything like that. I'm just giving this as an example on why I might choose a substance. Why? Because it helps me stop thinking, I guess. And have fun. But again, the most fun that I've had is when I'm in the here and the now. Like, going to a new place, a vacation, the first time seeing something, or meeting, a friend after years and years. A change that causes us to be in the here and the now. I think were the moments in my life that I was not stressed. And anytime I was contemplating, judging past, contemplating and judging again the future that may be, I was stressed. So, the secret is to be in the present, in the here and the now. So if I'm singing a song, if I'm in the here and the now, I'm not stressed. But if I'm in the here and the now, in the present, maybe even in the argument that I'm having, maybe that'll help me realize, hey, you know what? I'm getting angry because I can see the wave of anger coming. Or this person said that, and that's what's triggering this in me. Or this result happened which was a failure, and I'm feeling sad. So being in the moment, in the here and now, helps us to, I guess, accept whatever is happening, which is 99.9% out of our control, and gets our focus onto what we can do, which is 0.1%, which is constructive or kind words, constructive or kind thoughts, and constructive or kind acts filled with love. I guess that's all we can do, which is the 0.1%. So, by being in the here and the now, there's an opportunity for doing that, focusing on what we can do, which is the 0.1%. Accepting whatever has happened. Whatever is the result, or whatever someone said, or whatever I'm going through, accepting it, not fighting it, not to run away from it, or not to use substances to get over it. No. Accepting it. Hey, you know what? I'm feeling hurt. I'm sad. Whatever may be the reason, I am. And in that acceptance, we're in the here and the now. And when we accept and when we are in the here and the now, it's but natural that whatever we need to do, that 0.1%, it'll automatically come naturally. So the stress of trying to relax, right, isn't trying to relax. But if I accept that I'm stressed in the here and the now, it seems like stress melts away. So rather than trying some things to relax, why don't I just sit and accept whatever I am feeling or I am going through right now, here. And how do I come to the here and now, right? Like everything else, whatever we seek, we finally find it in our nose, in our breath. So bring our attention to our breath by maybe even counting, just normal breath, and letting those thoughts and feelings come to us, no problem. Accept them. The wave has come. You've ducked under it and gone over it. The wave that you didn't want to ride, right? But it's coming. Sadness, anger, anxiety, whatever it may be. And then, after all of those have gone, in that situation, with those people, you feel you can say something that is thoughtful, do something that is thoughtful, in kindness, ride that wave. It may be in a minute, it might take an hour, it might take a day, it might take a week or a month for sometimes, even more, don't matter. But getting into the habit of practicing being in the here and now, where whatever is coming our way, we accept it, is the secret. And then we express the best that we can. And the truth, hey, you know what? I was feeling sad, or I am feeling sad. Not trying to judge anyone or anything, but this is what happened, and this is what I felt, and this is what I'm going through. Just thought you should know. Is one way of riding the wave after acceptance and then expressing. What comes first, again, depends, but it's just a practice. And all of this is happening in the here and now, in the present. So what's the first thing that we need to do? Let's say I'm not able to sleep. They say sleep with some good music. Sleep after, taking this substance or that substance, right? That's also there. Or do this or that, right? But what if I say sleep with the breath? Counting your breath. And what you will see and what we perceive or what we go through is when we are focused on our breath, those waves of whatever are coming, come and go. And then some of them take us, right? And then again, we catch ourselves. And what do? We come back to our breath. So when we sleep with our breath, I think we get the best sleep. When we walk with our breath, I think we get the best walk because we're in the moment. When we work with our breath, we give the best because we're in the moment. That is where the best happens. The 0.1% is happening in the present. And when we're pulled out of our present, out of this moment, because of whatever, acceptance brings us back into the present, in this moment, in the here and now. So, rather than trying to de-stress, by just being in the here and now and accepting that I am stressed, will kickstart the relaxation in the here and now. And if we think, as I said, when we are highly stressed and whatnot, at least for me, eventually I get cold, cough. What does the cold do? It brings my attention to my breathing because I can't breathe properly with the cold. And I guess it's the universe's way of saying, pay attention to your breath, Abhi. You're distracted with the past and the future. Come to the present. I'm not saying don't take the vitamin C or relax, or I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying maybe the reason, the cause of the cold is I'm not in the now, here, and the 99.9%, which is everything outside, is telling me to come to the here and now. So if someone makes me angry or agitated, or situations or results do that, it doesn't happen immediately, I guess, but eventually, that night or a few nights later, when I reflect and I'm saying my thank yous, I realize that all those things that didn't go my way help me to be in the here and now in one way or the other. Like a test, maybe. And they made me realize something new or taught me something new. So the 99.9% that's happening, good or bad, that's out of our control, has a lesson and a secret for us to be in the here and now, in the present, so that we can focus on the 0.1% of giving our best, of the words, the thoughts, and the acts. So, to conclude, the yoga of relaxation is acceptance of one's stress in the here and now, in this moment. Acceptance of whatever it is in the here and now. And when we accept, the natural reaction is the best of the words that we have, best of the thoughts that we have, and best of the actions that we have. So what is the secret to be in the here and now? It's to be with the breath, just observing it. Observing or coming to a realization, hey, you know what? I wasn't in the moment. I wasn't with my breath. Not to force, right? And that brings us back into our breath, with the breath. And then we give our best, accepting whatever it is that we deviated or got distracted, which happens all the time for me. So it's an ongoing practice to be anchored into this moment or here and now. And the practice itself is relaxing. And whenever those moments come, like these, when I'm talking or playing the guitar, I feel relaxed. So I hope these ideas and these songs, these stories help you on your path and pursuits, because they've helped me in one way or the other, but there's a long way to go. Thank you again. For those of us wanting to watch the recordings or read the books, please visit abhi.dhiyogi.org, and thank you for making the time today. And sorry that I went over by 30 minutes today. Wow.